Chapter 7, March 5th, 2016. March 5th, 2000. Chapter 7, March 5th, 2016. March 5th, 2016 was a Saturday. This was the day I started to change my life. After several weeks of research, studying, and contemplating what it would take to make a dramatic change in my eating habits, I knew this was only the beginning. There was so very much more that I needed to learn, and I knew that I would encounter problems that I hadn't even thought about. But I was determined to stay the course for as long as I could to see what would happen. I had my food journal in place, I had a list of foods to eat, and I had my scales ready for weigh-ins. One of the things I discovered in my research about starting a low-carb, high-fat diet was that the first few weeks might be a challenge, but if I could do it successfully for 3 to 4 weeks, things would get easier. Beyond the usual struggles that accompany a change in your diet, many people experience what is commonly known as the keto flu when they first start this plan. This happens when you have a dramatic decrease in the amount of carbs you consume daily, and it's called the keto flu because it begins when you go into ketosis. Typically, those experiencing the keto flu have symptoms similar to the influenza virus, thus the name. These symptoms may include fatigue, body aches, nausea, muscle cramps, diarrhea, and sugar cravings. Most of the time, these symptoms will only last a week or two, but for some, they last several weeks. Once your body adjusts to your new way of eating, the symptoms will disappear. For some, these symptoms are significant enough for them to throw in the towel and call it quits. Just remember, if you are suffering from the symptoms of the keto flu, they will go away. If they don't, then check with your healthcare professional because it may be something else. I had a bit of the keto flu when I started my new way of eating, mostly headaches and fatigue, which went away after a couple of weeks. But I did have one symptom that did not go away. It lasted for months, to the point that I went to my doctor to deal with it. Not long after I began my low-carb lifestyle, I would wake up in the middle of the night with terrible foot cramps. It was excruciating and happened almost every night. Oftentimes, when someone changes what they are eating by limiting the types of foods they consume, some nutrients get left out of their diet. Since going on a low-carb diet meant I would not be eating fruit, I thought it might be a case of not getting enough potassium in my diet, which can cause muscle cramps. After trying several things to get the cramps to stop, I finally caved and went to the doctor. I was first examined by a nurse practitioner who recommended that I have a test done that measured the circulation in my legs and feet. She was afraid that due to my years of smoking, I had a condition known as peripheral artery disease that was causing the cramps. However, once the doctor came in to see me, he disagreed. He told me that lots of times when people start a diet, they increase their intake of water, which I had done, and frequently drinking lots of water will eliminate the electrolytes from your body. A lack of electrolytes can cause muscle cramps. At least that's what he told me. His suggestion was for me to switch out some of the water I was drinking for Gatorade, which would replenish my electrolytes. On my way home from the doctor's office, I stopped at the grocery store to get some Gatorade. However, I discovered that at that time, there was not a sugar-free or carb-free version of Gatorade. And I was not about to ruin the progress I had made in eliminating carbs from my diet. I found another product, Powerade Zero, that contained the electrolytes I needed, but was sugar-free. I picked up an 8-pack of Powerade Zero and have been drinking it ever since. I still drink water every day, but I have at least one 20-ounce bottle of Powerade Zero each day. Since that time, My wife and I have discovered bottled water that is infused with electrolytes, and that is the brand we now purchase. That seemed to take care of my muscle cramps. Occasionally, I will have cramping in my feet, but it is very infrequently.